These pictures are in no apparent order, but it doesn't matter anyway. I'm just going to flip through them quick so you can see. Oops, that was a mistake. I have no idea where. My parents lived in Brazil for a while, and apparently this was a pet turtle. That's how I know my father spoke Brazilian, Spanish, Italian, English, French, German, Spanish, Hungarian, French, Italian, German, Spanish, even Swahili. I don't even understand why he picked that up. English, of course, and some other languages. He spoke 11 of them altogether, as far as I know, fluently. And I remember once in Hungary, there were some tourists running around, and I said, "Go speak with those people in French." And he didn't really want to do it, but eventually he started speaking French with them, saying that he really couldn't speak very well. The funny thing is, I understood it all, but I can't speak a word of French, and I can't read and write it. But I understood most of what he said, but I didn't understand what they said back to him. So I don't know. I don't understand that at all. Anyway, let's continue. This is Canada's first electric car. My father and I created this. I was 14 years old at the time. I came up with the idea, begging my dad to make the first electric car, but unfortunately we were limited by the type of batteries which were available at the time, which were called potash batteries, which were extremely heavy. We ended up getting some aircraft batteries, at a discount, but they were so heavy that it made the car the whole car was incredibly heavy with the batteries and the people that sat in it. This particular version sat one person in the front, 3 behind that driver, and 3 more behind them. This was the first expandable car that we knew of that could be collapsed and stand up on its rear tires with a special kind of a stand, allowing 4 of these cars to sit in one Canadian parking lot, parking space, saving lots of parking space in the downtown core and making it electric. The problem is that we also had a small manual transmission in it to try to maximize the distance of the batteries, but after going downtown once, we couldn't get back. So my dad also introduced pedal power, but it just simply wasn't enough to get up the Avenue Road hill just south of St. Clair, and so we abandoned the project. In theory, it would have been great, but now it's more feasible. But I'm not in that business anymore. He made all kinds of furniture, of course. The lift that's here was an absolute amazing thing, used by the whole world in the racing circuit now, because it lifts a car in less than a second. Anything that you might be interested in, of course, you can just pause. That was my rabbit Snorky, and that was the house on Roselawn Avenue in Toronto. My house, 2071 Fulton Avenue. I remember it well. I bought it with an American woman who I thought was interested in me. Later I found out it was just the house she wanted, or to extort it, or whatever actually happened there, who knows. But she never contacted me to say, "Look, I made a mistake, here's your money back." I don't really trust Americans. No offense to you Americans, not every American is bad, but I've met a few, and so I intend not to do too much business with Americans. I find Hungarians very similar to Americans as well. These are machines. The Patho mill my dad made. It's the world's first copier that could be cut things out of steel. An actual copy machine, or if you will, the first computer 3D printer. But it cut in steel, not in plastic. dad. Morocco. My dad was in Morocco as well. My Aunt Agnes. Sorry, my Aunt Audrey. Oh my God, how could I make a mistake like that? Me. Dad and Mom. Jojo. Huh. Amazing. There's some relatives there. I know who that is. I think that was Koza. Ha! Brazil. Sao Paulo, where my parents lived before I was born. And my dad's pet penguin. And an angry frog. That wasn't it. Isn't it amazing? You can see right inside the frog. That's amazing.